You can do pretty slow too. Just say when.
All right,
Now
we're gonna
don't
go live in
try not to
5,
sway.
4,
Try not to
3.
sway. I do that.
Hello all, this is Robert from Precision Camera, and today we're doing a live talk and we're working a deal on the new XT30. It's basically an XT3 in a shrunken, smaller, lighter weight body, and I'm going to go over some of the functions and features of it. Anybody that wants it, you can call me after this. You can go online, order it online. If you do order online, put my name in the comments. That way they know exactly where this came from. Outside of that, we have it in the 3 different configurations: the charcoal gray, the silver, and the all black. It's going to come with the 18 to 55, which is normally a $700 lens. You get a $400 discount on the kit, as well as with the extra $200 rebate. We're also going to throw in $86 worth of accessories. We're going to give you a little lens cleaning kit, camera bag, and a 64 gig card just to go along with it as well. Outside of that, my favorite thing about this little camera, other than its size, is the fact that it is an XT3 in a small, lightweight body. Same sensor, same processor. With this lens, sharp as a tack, takes a phenomenal picture, and is extremely easy to use.
Wait till 4 o'clock. We're like 4 minutes ahead. So you can just say this is what we're going to cover here in a few minutes.
Talk about your grandbaby.
I'm not talking about the
Tell
grandkid.
them we're not to time yet, and we'll get into it in 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes, we'll be going over everything I just said, hopefully a little slower because I am fast. I have no idea what to say when I'm not selling. I really don't.
Tell them about your Facebook page. You got your Facebook group page.
I do have a Facebook group page. It's Robert's Precision Camera Group. I'm actually in there along with all the salespeople that are still on Facebook, as well as the owner, the general manager, and the sales manager. It's mainly for if you have questions, you can always ask. It's just an easier place to get into. I post some used gear every once in a while. I also have all the manufacturing reps that work with us. So my Fuji rep, Matt, he's in there. So if you have technical questions, all the other ones are there as well. We kind of made the page originally for a lot of the pros looking for assistance, and a lot of assistants that were looking for pros, people that wanted help in everything that they were doing. Wedding photographers always need an assistant, and some people just want to learn the industry. There's also probably around 50 to 60 models in there that have worked for Precision over the last 5 or 6 years, so you do have access to pretty much everybody there. Outside of that, it's also a fun page where I show off a lot of pictures of my grandchild. I just have to say it out loud. It's me. What can I tell you? What else do you want me to say, Casey? How great your hair looks today?
Yeah.
Casey's hair looks fabulous. It's got a little curl up there. Outside of that, it's still Casey.
Who's Casey?
Casey Holder is the guy who runs all of our classes and does everything in the back room. So when you do sign up for a class or have questions, you can go directly into it. This is him, over the shoulder. Ooh.
What's it been? We have like 2 minutes. What's it been like in the store today?
Actually, the store has been extremely busy for me. We've had a few customers, but pretty much everyone that's come in knows they're getting what they want, and then they're just shuffling out the door. And when you walk in, the hand sanitizer is on the right and every counter thereafter. There's like 6 of them. You can't miss them.
Tell them what your biggest order that you shipped out today was.
I shipped a 1DX Mark III out today.
Canon 1DX.
Canon 1DX Mark III, 70 to 200 2.8. The new CF Express cards from Hoodman. Ooh, and on another note, which Casey filled me in the other day, we are going to have a new person coming in and teaching Photoshop for us. Someone who actually knows more about Photoshop than pretty much everybody in the store. So you're going to be able to sign up for classes, one-on-ones, everything under the sun with that as well.
All classes are online.
All the classes are online right now. You can see them, register for them,
We'll be offering free sessions soon for online.
and apparently we'll be doing free online sessions very soon. This is on the fly if you can't tell.
Yeah, 10 viewers.
Wow. And you have your thing ready for questions and everything?
Yep. Mike Luxembourg's watching.
Oh, God.
You might say that pretty quickly once we start, and we're basically 4 o'clock, so I go ahead and start. But you might mention that you can post questions online, and we'll read them out and try to answer them.
All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am Robert from Precision Camera. I am talking about the XT30 today. I'm going to try and slow down because I know I talk a little too fast. The kit that we're selling is normally $1,300 It's on sale for $1,099 right now, and we're throwing in a 64 gig card, a carrying case, as well as a lens cleaning kit. Totally went over what the boss told me not to go over, just don't tell him. Outside of that, my favorite thing about this kit is actually the lens that it comes with. The 18 to 55, 2.8 to f4. It's normally a $700 lens that they actually give you a $400 discount by popping it in the kit for you. And then with the extra $200 off from them as well, it's pretty much one of the better deals. The other thing I like about it is its size. The ability to stay small and light and still for my big hands to hold on to it. I just love the way it shoots. It's basically an X-T3 sensor and processor put into a smaller, lighter body. You don't get the weather sealing, but you still get a camera that you'll take everywhere with you. Other than that, you still get your 8 frames a second on your motor drive. You still have the 4K video built into it. And if you do have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. Casey to my side is actually going to screen them out to me every time one comes through. I like the ease of use on this camera for the dial that's on the top of it. I do like the fact that it can do panoramic as well as multiple exposure just with the flip of a switch. You can do black and white, color. You have different color simulations that you can change to, so you can have it old school like Velvia, Acros, any of the others. Another fun feature that I love, especially when I travel with Fujis, I shoot the RAW plus JPEG like most of us do, but then also I do a film simulation bracketing. So what I can do is I can pick the Velvia for oversaturation of color, a black and white, and then whatever my third color saturation setting is going to be, and it will give me 4 images on one shot, so I can always see what my color is going to look like and how I'm going to want to edit it back when I get home.
Hey Robert, James wants to know what kind of, Gene wants to know what camera we're shooting on today. S1H.
We're shooting on the S1H from Panasonic, Gene, with the 70 to 200 f4 on there.
Ask Jean how it looks to her.
How's it look to you?
Dwayne wants to know if it's stabilized. It's on a tripod.
It is on a tripod. I'm the one that's unstabilized, but that's a whole different story for another day.
Cheryl says hi. James says you looked honest.
Whoa. James, I'm not that honest. You've known me for a while. Hello, Cheryl. I don't know what to say after the honest thing.
What kind of memory card is that?
Uses SD cards. And you get the UHS 1, UHS Type 2. One of the other features that I do love about this camera is the fact that shutter speed is controlled on the dial, aperture is controlled on the lens. It's old school to me to where I can actually hold the camera, never have to take my eye away from the viewfinder, and work with it real simple. I love the fact you have an overexposed, underexposed right here. And for a lot of people, if you notice it, there's a C on there where you can actually take it, put it on the C, and then control it from the front dial. One of the other advantages of Fuji's is you have complete programmable function buttons, so you can go in and change any function to any feature that you want. Also has a touch screen for people who love it. You can do the flip out screen, elevate up and over, and then just tap the screen down so you don't always have to look through the viewfinder. Flip out screen, over, tap, and shoot. How am I off camera?
Stand on the X.
I'm on the X. At my size, I'm always on the X. I could be a foot left or right, I'm still going to be there.
How many card slots does this have?
Only has one card slot. Goes in the bottom where the battery goes. Slips down right in there.
Why is Fujifilm got such a cult following, such a unique following?
Repeat the question.
Fuji's got a cult following because they're old school. They don't do things like everybody else. No one else in the market, until lately with Sony now doing it, are putting aperture rings on the lens or putting the shutter speed on a dial on the top of the camera. The other advantage I think that Fuji has is color. I mean, we all know Fujifilm, and Fujifilm is one of the best blues and greens on the market. So to me, their color saturation always stands out. I like the fact that their dynamic range rivals any full frame camera. When you have a 14 stop compared to the best cameras, which are only 15 stops, you still have that ability. If you accidentally underexpose a shot by 2 stops, you can still bring that back without losing a lot of detail. You have your typical auto modes where you can do program, aperture, shutter, complete manual. You even have an advanced setting modes where they're individual, so you can do a typical intelligent auto mode. And for those of you that have drank too much on the Vegas Strip, you even have a button to flip to the auto mode where you can't do anything wrong. You have the built-in flash, which is what a lot of people love, especially doing family stuff, not something else you have to carry and lug around. Shoots an average of about 10 to 12 feet, depending on what ISO you're shooting at. I also love the programmable auto ISO. You can have 3 set functions 200 to 800, 200 to 1600, 200 to 32, or program it for whatever your favorites are. So if you wanted on a bright sunny day, 100 to 400 in case a cloud comes out, or all the way from 100 to 6400 or higher, you can pre-program it.
So the cost of the deal is $1,099, is that right?
We're $1,099 for the camera, the lens.
And what's the retail pre-sale price of all that?
13, 14, it's $1,406 for the normal kit and caboodle with the accessories we're giving away.
Everything, $1,406 and it's $1,000.
You're paying now $1,099 for it all.
And just look at these accessories.
I have to go off camera to get the accessories.
Yeah.
I would have preferred someone throwing them at me. We've got your typical little baby case that will hold the camera with 2 lenses, your 64 gig card, and then your typical little lens cleaning kit that comes with everything you need to get by. And then toss to you.
And that's a great travel camera, isn't it?
Phenomenal travel camera. Low light capability on the camera, holds beautifully. I have shot the camera up to 6400 ISO on trips, and I've still blown things up to 20 by 30 without having a problem. I've always loved the way the camera shoots. I love this lens. I think it's one of the most underrated lenses that Fuji actually makes.
And if you had one for travel, if you had one other lens that you'd put on it, what other lens would you put on it?
Depending on where I'm going. So the question is, if I had another choice of another lens, what would I take?
For travel.
For travel. My personal preference when I'm going to Europe is actually the Zeiss 12mm 2.8. It is small, it is light, it has very minimal edge distortion on it. It is a very personal favorite of mine for how it shoots. Same price range. There's also the 16mm 1.4. Street photography in Europe, you don't have to use anything. That thing at 1.4, it is basically the equivalent of a 24mm, and it shoots absolutely beautiful in the dark. Probably my favorite lens also for doing astrophotography.
Hey, James wants to know if that's a V30 or V60 card.
V30. James wanted to know what the speed of the card was. It is a V30 card.
All right, how do they buy it again?
They can buy it online, or you can call me once I'm off the screen. If you do buy it online, put my name in the comments section. That way they know exactly where the pricing is coming from.
PrecisionCameraATX.com.
What lens is on the camera?
18 to 55 2.8 to f4 is the lens that comes in the kit. PrecisionCameraATX.com. Don't we still have the precision-camera.com as well?
Too, but PrecisionCameraATX.com, we'll get them there.
Yep, PrecisionCameraATX.com.
Yeah. And why don't you talk for a couple minutes about the setup we got going on here with the lights, the Sling Studio.
What lights are we using? Aperture?
LS1.
So the setup that we're using for this today, we actually have 2 Aperture LS1s with diffusion panels on the front, the S1H Panasonic with the 70 to 200 f4, and we're also using the Sling Studio to do this completely live.
We got a Benro tripod.
The Benro tripod and 2 LS3 light stands.
And
Oh, and a Sennheiser mic. That thing.
All right.
Mike said he came in late and just wants to know what lens is on the camera.
The lens that's on the camera mic is the 18 to 55 2.8 to f4.
Is that lens stabilized?
Yes, the lens is actually stabilized.
It's cool. It's got a metal mount, right?
Metal mount, durable, dirty. Image stabilized, autofocus, aperture ring on the lens, your normal manual focus as well as your zoom.
Greg Berger's watching right now.
Does it come with
Hi,
a
Greg.
flash?
Flash is built in.
Tell them hearts go out to Greg Berger.
Our hearts go out to GB.
Cheryl says, great picture, great sound.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Tell them they can do curbside pickup too.
We're also doing curbside pickup, so if you want to come to the store, you can actually order it online. And then once you get to the store, just call the store, tell us what car you're in, we'll grab it out of the back and bring it out to you as well.
How many stops of image stabilization?
2 to 2, and the question was how many stops of image stabilization. It's 2 to 2.5 stop leeway.
What are you doing with no basketball to shoot?
Phil's question was, what am I doing with no sports to shoot? I am basically playing with my grandkid every possible chance I get. Outside of that, binge watching The Arrow. That was for you, Mike.
Nikki Luxembourg wants her shout out.
This is a shout out to Nikki Luxembourg. because if I don't, I know you're going to hurt me. Thank you.
Roland wants to know what type of lights they are. He just
Roland's question was what kind of lights they are. They're LED lights, flat panels with barn doors.
I think Westcott.
Aperture.
Aperture. And they're made by Aperture. They're the LS1.
What else is hot right now, Robert? Well, we're waiting. We're going to tell them we're going to get to the D750 here in a minute, but what else is hot in the store?
The question is from Phil, what else is hot in the store? Basically, Sling Studio is the magic right now for us. It's hot in the store too. It's a little warm in here.
How about, and the X100V is coming out, the XT4, a lot of back orders, the 1DX.
And we've already taken a bunch of orders on XT4s. X100Vs have been coming in. We actually had open stock the other day. The next shipment that comes in, we should have open stock on the silver and the black. Next question, Nikki. No more questions. I feel weird.
What's the deal with the X-Trans sensor?
Not going that technical today. The question was, what's really the deal with the X-Trans sensor? This is where I become too nerdy and overly technical, but the easiest way to state it is the way that the sensor is made. I'm trying to visualize on how to say it easily. I can't do it. Yeah, thanks, Nikki.
It's special.
The way the sensor is made, it's the only APS-C sensor that, in my opinion, will ever rival a full-frame sensor. You get out there, and a lot of people that I know have actually gone from full-frame back down to Fuji and shoot weddings with an X-T3, X Pro 3, and the XH1 because of the color rendering, but also the dynamic range that they're getting. And I just think it holds just as good as anything else.
If Tanner would ever wrap this
You might tell them that we have the Sling Studio hub on for rent, and it's in stock.
Phil came up with a good statement. We also have the Sling Studio hub for rent if you ever wanted to try it before actually buying it. The other thing that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, Tamara's going to come over and we're going to have to take a break and lower the tripod a little, and she's going to talk about the big Nikon deal that we have going on. Anything else for me, or?
Nope. Say we're going to mute your channel and then get Tamara on in just a minute.
All right, we're going to stop the channel recording for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to be right back with Tamara after those messages.
Hey everybody, I'm Tamara with Precision Camera here in Austin, Texas. And you know, since everything's kind of going virtual, we want to talk to you a little bit about, you know, if you've got a question, you're having mic problems, you have to go virtual too, we're here to help you out. And we're going to start with a couple of great deals that we have for you. I mean, if you were listening to Robert earlier, you knew we already had the XT30. Well, we also have the D7500. I need that sheet of paper too, Robert, if you don't mind. D750, sorry. It's coming with a big bundle, but the cool thing about this camera right here, okay? All right, okay, all right. It's 24 megapixels, 6.5 frames per second. It is a full frame. What's really neat about this one is it does have an articulating screen, and a lot of people have been really worried that, oh my goodness, that it's going to break. No, guess what? It doesn't break. There's no way that you can break this thing, okay? All right? Well, maybe drop it and hit it on something, but This is one of Nikon's old diehards. I mean, it was a concert photographer, it was for sports. It has 51 points of focusing, 24 megapixel, full frame. I know I said that once before. And we're running a package right now with a memory card, a battery, a cleaning kit, a camera bag, and it's all, this is just body only, right? It is, right?
Yes.
So you get a savings of $366, and the whole total is $1,496. Now this one is just body only. If you need something with the lens on it, let us know. But the cool thing about this particular Nikon camera is if you have any of those old F-mount lenses, you know, the one that has like the little aperture ring right here, so you can go backwards in technology. You can actually put that lens on this camera and it worked perfectly. The only thing that you really want to do is to make sure that that aperture is locked in, or you're going to get like this little FEE error, okay? The cool thing, I'm sorry?
Doing our Olympus classes?
What?
I've got a question here if we're still doing our Olympus classes.
Yes, we are still doing our Olympus classes. Now, what's the day about the Olympus class?
For you a second, but it'll be a video.
Yeah, we'll put it up and make sure that we can still do those Olympus classes. We're also doing the Nikon classes also. We're still going to be doing these virtual classes for you guys so that you can sit in, you can still learn, because we're going to have a lot of time on our hands here. So the best thing about photography is that no matter what, guess, I get to go out and take pictures. I get to go out and breathe the fresh air and take pictures, not touch anybody, not come in contact with anybody, go on a hike, go on a walk, get some air, and just enjoy life, okay? Get rid of all our problems, grab a D750. We got about 9 of them in stock, all right? So give us a call. We're doing curbside service. So if you don't want to walk in anywhere, you can call us up. We'll take care of the sale, okay? And we'll walk it right out to the car on you. We're cleaning the store down, of course, every day, every hour, every 30 minutes, every time somebody walks in. And our doors are actually open in more than one sense. We're keeping the doors open so there's no contact. We're staying that 6 feet away, so we're trying to make it feel secure and happy in here, all right? The other thing that the D7, let's going to go back to the camera here real quick. The other thing that's really cool about the D750 is it has 2 card slots. Now, a lot of people are kind of like, why do I need 2 card slots? Well, you can categorize these and program these in different ways. I can do one, okay, for copy, one for the pictures. I can do one for overflow. So when my camera gets full, I am just going to overflow and it goes onto the other one. If I like to shoot in RAW and JPEG, which of course this camera does, I can put RAW in one card slot. I can put JPEG in the other card slot, all right? And how long is the sale going on, Phil?
Midnight.
Till midnight tonight, and this deal is a savings of $366, all right? So if you do want the special along with the kit lens, well, I've got the kit lens on right here, and this is a 24 to 120. It's an f4 aperture. It's a great lens, so if you don't have any, give me a call here at the store, and I can give you that special price with just that kit lens put in on it, okay? All right, any other questions, Casey? We're doing good?
Don't
Okay.
you think this camera is a great
Everything.
somebody stepping up for full frame for the first time?
Everything.
Repeat
Oh
that
my,
comment.
oh my gosh! Especially if you guys have the, if you're familiar with if you have the 3000 series or the 5000 series, this camera is excellent and awesome for that. And a couple of reasons why. Number one, the sensor is much bigger, so my pixel is bigger. All right, so it's going to be better in low light performance. I mean, this got a big reputation of being a concert photographer camera for quite a while just because it performed so good in low light situations, okay? The other cool thing about it that when you're stepping up is if anybody's dealt with the 3000 or the 5000 series, I think you'll notice that it is very menu driven. In other words, I have to hit the little I button to change my ISO, to change my white balance. Sometimes I even have to go into the menu to do simple functions. Well, this camera it's not like that at all. I've got a quick metering. I've got quick over and under exposing right here. I actually have a quick drive mode. So all I have to do is push this down and move it over to, do I want continuous shooting? Do I want single shooting? Do I want the quiet mode? It actually even has a quiet mode. This button right here does lock down, so I do have to pull it, but it's also even got all of my same features that your 3000 and 5000 do, but it makes getting and changing the features in your camera, the photography features in your camera, oh my God, just so much easier and so much better, all right? Phil, what else we wanna?
What's the continuous frame rate on that one?
6.5. 6.5 frames per second. If you guys want to hear what that actually sounds like, okay, that's pretty darn fast. Now, it does have a continuous low, which is not going to do as many frames per second, okay? Otherwise, you can do, you know, we call it the machine gun, right? All right, so we can do the machine gun, okay? It also has a self timer. Nikon is really kind of known too for astrophotography, for starlight photography, because they're clean ISO in low ISO settings. You get less noise, and that noise is that, you know, in your picture. Okay, so it's been really good in low light as far as Milky Way shots and stuff like that. Now, of course, it's been cloudy, but we are going to have a sun break coming up. In fact, it's starting to break up, so maybe we can go out and get some star trails, you know, go out and take the dog, you know, if you've got your dog and your kids, go out, play in not the park, go on a walk, take the pictures.
Tamara, if that, and we'll try to repeat the question, for bird photography,
Yes.
this would be a great camera. What lens would you put on it for bird photography?
Oh, Nikon makes this beautiful 200 to 500, 5.6 consistent aperture lens. That thing is so beautiful, and and what's really neat about it too, it's one of the lenses that Nikon has that you can actually put their 1.4 teleconverter on it, and so that's going to give you not 200 to 500, that's going to give you 300 to 600 zoom, and it is so tack sharp. It is a beautiful birding lens. My second pick would probably be that Tamron 150 to 600. It's a little bit of a variable aperture, but it is also very, very, very sharp. Now, if you don't want to carry around this big old lens and everything like this, I love Tamron's 100 to 400. I think that lens is a really good lens. It is so sharp at 400, and it is actually, to tell you the truth, it's probably just only about like this big, and it's lightweight. It's a lot more lightweight than that 200 to 500 or that 150 to 600. Okay. What else, Philip?
What's your favorite landscape lens for that Nikon?
My favorite landscape lens is probably, you know, I like that the Tamron 15 to 30. Technology Generation 2, the technology in it is really good. If I'm looking for a fixed, I have to kind of go like a little bit of my old school and put one of those old glass 20 1.8 millimeters. It's only about like this big, and I can carry it around, but it's an old film lens, and that's one that I have a lot of fun playing with this one. And they're really pretty affordable. That way you can get an older film lens, put it on here, make it a nice small camera instead of, this is a little weighty, but it's not too bad. I mean, I can swing and sling it, and I'm an old lady, so.
I think you gave the wrong answer. The right answer for landscape is the 24 millimeter, what is it, 2.0 or 1.0?
No, it's a 1.8.
1.8.
It's
the right answer is
it's
24
good.
millimeter.
Well, I
1.8.
like a little bit wider, but that's all right. No, he is right about that 24-1.8. It is so beautiful. It is so sharp too. I mean, and it's lightweight, and it's got their new nano crystal coating on it. So you'll get sharp pictures with that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was wrong. You said what was my favorite, not your favorite. The boss is always right, guys. The boss is always right. So I'm going to show you the extras.
It's an extra battery.
Yep.
So you end up with 2 batteries, right?
So 2 batteries. You get a memory card, okay? But I'm going to try and talk you into an extra memory card because you got 2 slots on there, if not 3 extra memory cards, because that's how I am. This little ProMaster bag, I actually like it. It's got a weather gear in here, easy to zip out. It's, you know, it's good, and it's going to fit this camera just nice and neat so you can go travel with it. And of course, we want to take care of our camera. So this has got some Q-tips. It's got a little, they call them lipstick brushes because it's like the size of a lipstick, okay? And, oh, sorry about that.
Silence your phone, Kate.
Well, I've had to be, I've been working. I've been working with customers calling me, okay? So I've got a spray thing, I've got a little OptiCloth in here, so this is going to be really great for you to keep your camera clean. Now, the brush is going to be good to kind of get in these creases, back over in here on this thing, and also to kind of brush that lens off before you do it, because you don't want to scratch. And make sure you get a filter for your lens if you don't already have one. It'll protect it from any kind of bangs, hits, and stuff like that, okay? How are we doing?
Show them the right way to hold a camera for a really stable photographer.
So, all right, guys, so this is what you want to do, all right? I call it my dupod stance, okay? My dupod stance is this, all right? I've got my 2 feet spread apart. You know, I've got 3 tripod, dupod, monopod is like this. The biggest thing you don't want to do is to be all tense, okay? To be all like this, or, you know, like this, or, you know, you want to be relaxed, okay? So, you know, if you start to feel a little tension, shake it off, okay? And you're just going to plop this camera right in that hand, okay? It's just going to go straight in there. This way I can zoom with it. I can manual focus if I need to manual focus with it. And guess what? Right here I've got a bunch of buttons, right? So I can actually memorize those buttons and change it. I can go down here and change my focusing. I can do my bracketing. I can flip my flash up. I can control automatic manual focus. I can turn my vibration reduction on. And this hand is kind of meant to kind of float around a little bit because I've got buttons over here that I can push and dial. Now, this particular camera, what's really nice too is that it's got what I call a commander dial, and it's got a sub commander dial. This is my commander dial, okay? It's the main commander dial, and this is my sub commander dial. So what it's easy to do, why I called it that, is because when I push in this little focusing button right here, okay, to control how I want my camera to focus, this goes from focusing point to focusing point to focusing point. I mean SAF, ASF, and then continuous focusing, right? Well, this one goes in between that feature, so I can go to single point or auto and single AF. I can go in continuous focus if I'm using this dial. I'm still holding this in. You guys notice I'm still holding this in. I can go from single point to grouping to bigger grouping to 3D tracking. So that's the mode you want to be in on that birding shot, okay? So the birds are singing right now. I don't know if you guys are taking your walks because, you know, you try to take 3 a day, okay? The birds are singing, especially early in the morning. I'm like a 5:30 in the morning kind of girl, all right? So, and the birds are chirping, but this is going to go into tracking too. So this changes from one section to the other. This changes within that section that you have picked. Same thing with white balance. This changes me from different white balances, where this one's going to change me within that white balance, fluorescent 1, 2, preset 1, 2, 3. So this camera's got a lot of options. Quick bracketing button right there, but now we're getting back to the stance, right? We're going to be relaxed. We're going to have our knees bent. If you do decide to get that big, huge telephoto lens, what you're going to do is you're going to step 1 foot forward and back, and you're going to settle into that hip, okay? And you're going to shoot like, you know, like this, or you can even turn your body like this. All right, the reason that we don't do this number right here is because if my flash does actually go off at this point, what's going to happen, guys? Because I'm a pinky girl, what's going to happen? You're going to get gray little shadow marks on your picture like this. And plus, if I'm like this, look at my arms, I'm not as steady, okay? I can't hold it as good, I can't hold it as strong, and it starts to really weigh a little more when I have my arms out like this, all right? So if you guys got any questions on the camera or the deal, remember it ends at midnight tonight, so make sure you get in. Then we only have 9 of them, all right? By the way, we did forget, this is great video. It's got HDMI, it's got microphone. You can stream it and stuff like that. So, all right, guys, we're going to take you to Phil. Phil, you're going to end it up? Oh, no. Well, you'll catch us tomorrow? We're doing it tomorrow, too? What time?
Don't know yet.
whatever time. Keep abreast with this. We'll be there for you, okay, guys? But if you need anything, holler at us, all right? Even if we have to close our doors, our online and our curb service is going to be here for you. So be safe, okay? Wash your hands. I don't know how many times we hear that in a day, but, you know, take care of yourselves and be healthy, guys, all right? Stay at home. Stay at home unless you have to go out and take pictures. All right, bye.